Adrian Lee, welcome to the show, my man.
Craig Ballantyne, it is an absolute pleasure to be here, man.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to jump from you being in construction to becoming a master of LinkedIn and a father and productive man all along the way. How does that sound?
Craig, mate, to be honest with you, dude, it sounds amazing because it all started with you, dude. I can still remember the day.
Well, let's go back to that day. I know you were working in construction. What was the trigger that made you send me a message to get started?
Craig, my dad had passed away a couple of years before, and I'd been like in the self development, trying to, I wasn't happy in the work that I was doing in construction. I was earning great money, but I just wasn't feeling fulfilled, and just wasn't doing the work that I really know that I should have been doing.
Yeah.
That's what started it, and that's why I was watching you on Instagram stories for a while and YouTube, and dude, that's how I knew that you were the person to help me go where I wanted to go.
That's cool because these days you do the same on LinkedIn. So it's really cool how, everybody listening, you can choose one of these social medias and go down the path of attracting people into your world. So you came to me with this idea of having the online fitness coaching and stuff like that. And I don't think we were in the LinkedIn world at that time. So what was the next evolution for you?
So if we just take it back to the construction, I think it's important that people know that I wanted to leave my job in 12 months, and you were like, dude, like, why do you need to leave in 12 months? Why don't you just leave like half that time? And I was like, oh, but I want to get my long service leave, and because I had a fair bit of long service there. And he's like, okay, cool. No worries, we can do that. But what really happened, I remember, I think it was in like November 2016. I'm pretty sure it was. We're like, well, why don't you just do this in April? Let's set a deadline for April in 2017. And it was April 16th, I think it was the date. And it was 2 days before that deadline was I was out of construction and I was online full time.
What were some of the things in terms of the productivity changes that you made to your day, to your morning routine that really helped you along the way?
The biggest game changer for me was instead of getting up and doing my yogi and going to the gym and doing all that stuff. The biggest, and it's still today, Craig, like almost 5-6 years later, I still get up, at my time, the time that I like to get up, which is early. I mean, today it's 4:04 a.m. right now. But and like you say, it doesn't have to be, you don't have to be in the 5 a.m. club, but the morning routine, and like I got up, I have my water, and I get straight into my most important task. That has been a game changer. And I haven't gone off that path over the years, because now we've got a baby boy. It's even more important to have that first couple of hours in the day to be able to get stuff done. So it's been super powerful.
So for everybody listening that's thinking of starting a side hustle or, is growing their side business, what were the things that you were doing first thing in the morning to move yourself ahead?
Okay, so back then, all I was doing was creating high value content. So preferably video content, which is what you taught me in the early days, was the video. That's how I got to know you. So I wasn't that good at video. So I started writing scripts and things and writing my content in advance. So because I was working full time and I was transitioning, I had to get everything done in advance. So I was doing the videos, and then I was connecting with people on LinkedIn. So I was starting conversations, and to be honest, to put a number on it, I was starting 100 conversations a day. And then over time, those conversations on LinkedIn were just like booking calls. So like, whether it was a mid-morning or lunchtime or afternoon, I was booking calls and doing it like, in my lunch breaks at work and signing clients on while I was working a full-time job. So the most important thing for me was the financial side was transitioning from, the full-time construction salary into building my own biz. So I only worked on the things that mattered most. And that was to be able to get like leads and clients every day. So that was the main things I was working on. I wasn't working on funnels or anything like that. My funnel was like LinkedIn, connections, content, and conversations. That's it. I didn't do anything else.
You said a phrase, high value content. What's the definition of that? How has it changed since you started? And for somebody who's a little bit timid to get started, what's the easiest way to do it today?
I think, Craig, like when it comes to especially content, like you want to add value to people. Like if you're going to do something, like add some value. And always, I think early on, I had this kind of condition in my mind was like enter the conversation in the prospect's mind or enter the conversation in the person's mind.
Yeah, it's a great line.
And and I think the easiest way to get started is to talk about your own experiences. So like I would talk about my own experiences with transitioning from construction to online, fitness. Or I'd be talking about, things that I was already doing in my day. For example, back then, like I would fast till lunchtime. I wouldn't have my first meal until lunchtime. But now is a little bit different. But to get started, I was just doing like 15-second clips of what I was talking about.
How do those clips differ today on LinkedIn? What length of video are you making?
Now's a little bit longer. Now's probably, anywhere between 3 and 6 minutes, because now I'm starting to create some stuff for YouTube and get into that world. But yeah, like now, just through repetition, like anything in life, if you continue to get the reps in and evolve and optimize. And I remember Taki Moore used to say, like, get the dirty reps in. He had this 100 dirty rep challenge. But it's the same thing. It's like anything you want to do, you just got to get the reps in, and it doesn't matter where you're starting. Like back when I was first doing video content and in content in general, like I was like anyone else starting out. I was just I didn't know what to say and I didn't know who to talk to, but I just ended up speaking to my best mate.
Yeah.
And that really helped me through it.
Yeah. So you just thought, I'm making this video for my best friend, and you did it that way. And today, even you're just still iPhone when you make your videos, or is there anything fancy that you do?
Okay. Good question. I want to just take it back a step there.
Yeah.
What I was really doing the content for was my future life that I wanted. Like we wanted to have a family in a few years' time, and I didn't want to be working in construction and not being able to see my son grow up whenever I wanted. I think for me, the biggest game changer was when my dad was dying. I had to ask for permission to take a day off. Like that for me was just like, no more. Like I'm living life on my terms and I'll do whatever it takes to get there.
Yeah. That does remind me of when my father was passing away, which was 2008. And I was fortunate. I had kind of hacked the system and got out of the rat race and was able to be there with him for, he got really sick and lasted about 18 months. And, I drove around with him in the countryside for a couple hours a day in his final summer because I could. And, I was very fortunate to be able to do that. So I'm glad that you're able to make the freedom for your family now. So if we go back to helping people on LinkedIn, you show me these 30-day content calendars that you have, which are killer. For somebody who's on LinkedIn, knows that their prospects are on LinkedIn, know that they need to have conversations on LinkedIn. I know this is a big, big topic, but where the heck do they start? How do they figure out what to say on a certain day? How do they enter that conversation in the prospect's mind? And then what's the right day to put the video up? What's the right day to put the text up? Does anybody use LinkedIn on Saturday? What are the secrets?
Good question, Craig. I think, well, first and foremost, like if let's just say you're a fitness coach, as an example, what you want to do is like have, what are the main categories or what are the main topics that you talk about? For example, it could be like fitness, nutrition, accountability, stress management, and like lifestyle. And then what you do is you just like it's very similar to your 5x5. Your 5x5 content system. It's similar to that. And then all you do is create content based on that. So if you've got like for example, fitness, you might talk about something specific for that, and you just rotate that. You create videos that are answering your prospects or your future customers' questions, because then they don't need to hear different things. They just simply need to hear the same thing over and over. It's like your marketing messages that you talk about, Craig, about structure and discipline and routines and all that. So first, it's getting an idea of what you talk about. So you're not just waking up thinking, what am I going to talk about today? You have a system. And then when it comes to that, on LinkedIn right now, on the 27th of the 5th, 2022, what is currently working is a combination of video and images. So picture posts in like a 1080 size. So it's using the virality of the picture posts to get exposure, right? To hook people in, not to attract.
What's one of your most successful picture posts? Are you talking about a picture of you and your family? Are you talking about a picture of a quote? Are you talking about a picture of you speaking in front of a group?
Okay, so a couple of weeks ago, I was doing an incline dumbbell row, and it was at the gym. The picture wasn't actually the best quality, but it was the copy that went on with it, along with it, which I was talking about my non-negotiable list, and that got 124,000 views.
Wow.
Yeah. And a lot of them actually get about between 30 and 50,000, but the point is that it wasn't just the one post, it was all the video content that they watched after that then got them to, send me a message. Like I signed like 3 clients off that post, only because of the exposure that come in through that. So it's all the content that leads to them taking the next step. So it's a combination of video content. So like, let's just say 2 to 3 videos a week. And then the rest images and testimonials or shout outs. So like, for example, we do a shout out and it's kind of like a testimonial, but those are the best types of content, especially for LinkedIn, to be able to get the traction. But what it really comes down to more than the content is the pre and post engagement, which is, are you going out and engaging on other people's content before you then post your content?
How much time are you spending per day engaging on other people's content?
Oh, like maybe 1 to 2 hours.
Wow. Yeah. So everybody listening to this is probably going, man, 120,000 or whatever it was. I mean, I know you have a lot of connections. So let's talk about the connection game on LinkedIn in 2022. And everybody who has used LinkedIn and has looked in their inbox at least once has gotten a bad connection request. So walk us through what is a good connection request, how many people should be doing per day, and who they should try and be connecting with. And let's maybe use an example of an accountant or a lawyer, something different than fitness.
Yeah. Okay. So if we look at, say, an accountant, we've got a few accountants that are clients. What they do every day is let's just say on LinkedIn right now, you can connect with 100 people with a personalized invite. So it's capped.
Per day?
No, per week.
Per week.
Yeah. So per week, you can connect with 100 people with a personal invite. Now, there is a way around that where you can upload your email contact lists, and that way you can connect with an abundance, right? So we can connect.
So if someone had an email list of 1,000 people, they put they upload that to LinkedIn, and it's totally kosher, totally cool.
Yes, it's safe.
Okay. And then is that through an outside app or is that through LinkedIn?
LinkedIn.
Okay. So they add those 1,000 people, and then are those immediate connection requests or are they something else?
Yep. So once you upload it, you can just click who you want to connect with, send them, and just send it.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a little more to it than that, Craig, though, obviously.
Yeah. Sure. But there's probably a YouTube video on it, because there's a YouTube video on everything. So I've got 100 connection requests. Break it down. I'm gonna be on LinkedIn 4 days per week. That's 25 per day. What do I send to those folks?
Yeah. So like you could just send something simple like, I'm looking to connect with people in industry. So they might be looking to connect with other people in that industry. And so like, hey name, I'm looking to connect with people in the accounting industry in location.
Yeah.
So you're talking about location. I post content around blah blah blah. So you want to share at least a little bit about yourself. I'd love to connect and whatever. That's it. Like,
got it.
That's a simple message to connect.
Mm-hmm.
But the most important thing, I think, more than the actual connection, is once you're connected with them, you want to do a couple of things. One is over the next couple of days, you want to add value, right? So to grow on LinkedIn, you need to do a couple of things. You need to connect, add value, and offer help. They're the three main things, or the three main messages that go out.
Yeah.
So
connect is easy.
Yep.
Add value is.
So you might have if you're an accountant or you're a lawyer, you might have like I don't know for lawyers, but for accountants, yes. A free checklist or a training or a masterclass that you can say, hey name, I just created this new masterclass for target market who wants to get X result in time frame. Would you like free access? And they're like,
sure. So okay, just to break that down for everybody listening, it might be like, hey, I just created this, checklist on the 7 things that every small business owner needs to know about their end of year accounting, or, saving taxes, or, the 5 things everybody needs to know before they file their taxes for 2022. Likewise, for a real estate agent, hey, I live in Pittsburgh. They're connecting with people locally in Pittsburgh. Hey, here are the 5 things you need to know before you consider buying a home in Pittsburgh in 2022. Something like that is the value add, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay, great. And
to
then
do
you, so if I connect with, Joe Johnson, do I also go to his profile and like stuff and comment on his stuff?
Yeah. So you can go to their profile. Just remember though, is if you view too many profiles on LinkedIn over a period of time, LinkedIn can then catch on to what you're doing. So the idea is not to view too many profiles, because that will add up to your 100 personalized invites.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you don't want to.
LinkedIn doesn't like you creeping on people.
No.
Interesting.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people that were connecting and messaging people really hard on LinkedIn. Yeah. So they caught onto it, and they want to keep everyone on the platform.
And then, so step 3, you said in that little format was what?
So the people, think of it like the 80-20, is the people that have raised their hand and said, yes, I would like the free masterclass or resource.
Yeah.
We then target those people in a 7-day cycle with an offer message. So an offer message could be something like, hey name, we're starting a new coaching group this month for people who are wanting to, if it's accounting, for people who are wanting to, save $40,000 in their taxes this year. Yeah. Would you like to work on this together? Right. So they're all permission-based questions, but all they're doing is getting someone to raise their hand and say, yeah, I'm interested. And you're only targeting people who are interested. And that way, the other 80%, you're not even worrying about.
Got it. Okay. So a couple of rapid fire questions for you. So you're making your videos just on your iPhone or Android
yes.
phone? Okay. All right. External mic?
Yes.
Got it. Okay. And then are you putting those 3 to 6 minute videos, are you repurposing them over on YouTube, or are you making separate content?
No, repurposing.
Yeah. Okay, good. And then for your free offer and your messaging as a fitness pro, what do you offer there?
So I don't use any of the fitness messaging. I only use stuff for LinkedIn.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're not getting fitness clients anymore really through the messaging. You're just getting LinkedIn coaching clients.
I still get people come from LinkedIn for fitness. However,
they're all
I've got
inbound.
a business. That's right. So
Yeah, okay.
They're all inbound, and then I just push them to my business partner.
Got it.
Because we've got like a membership program.
Yeah. Okay. So then walk us through like your LinkedIn messaging, if you're okay with sharing that.
Oh, yeah. So my LinkedIn messaging at the moment is exactly what I said to you, right? So the 3 different messages, but the other campaign that I'm using is a connection campaign with other like influencers or other people. So I'm connecting people with other people. And for some reason, that just comes back in 10x.
So walk me through that.
So like we would be like, hey, Craig, we've been connected for a while now on LinkedIn.
Yep.
And as the platform is all about collaborating with other professionals, I wanted to be able to connect you with one of, my top friends who is a powerhouse in a certain industry, right? So I make sure that the person's industry that they are in aligns with the person I'm connecting them with, right? Because that allows them to then, get value when they actually speak to them. So I actually don't teach any of that stuff, but that is one killer connection campaign that we do that sort of comes around, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, absolutely. So people then start referring people back to you.
Yeah. But I think more importantly, Craig, something that no one talks about a lot is the nurture. So a lot of people on LinkedIn, and like anything in sales and marketing, they need to be nurtured for a period of time. And the way that I found worked really well was through email. So like email marketing.
Mm-hmm.
So those people that we're connecting with on email, we would have strategic hand raises like we did in the DMs, going out, every week and nurturing people. So having that consistent email content, like for example, we email our list, 4 days a week. I'm on your list, obviously, and that's a little more. But the nurture of people through email content is the secret sauce, because if people aren't on their social media platforms, they're on their email, and if you can nurture them through email, that has been a big thing for our business anyway.
So how do you get people from LinkedIn to your email newsletter, your email subscribers?
So a couple of ways. One is we give them opportunities to opt themselves in based on where they're currently at in the top, middle, the bottom of the funnel, right? So in our comments of our LinkedIn posts, we add what we call a super signature, which is like, whenever you're ready, here are 3 ways I can help you. Number 1 is get my free checklist or guide. 2, book a strategy with me. Or 3, learn more, which is like, if you're not ready to book a call yet, then, check out my information page, which is kind of like just like a sales page.
Sure. So then the first thing is an opt-in that you're saying, hey, check out my checklist, opt in for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then are you posting that super signature as the first comment to every post that you make?
If there's 3 comments, 3 separate comments. So the first comment will be the checklist. The second one will be to book a call. The third one will be boom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. All right. So then you got people over on the email list and you do regular email marketing, which is fantastic. Yeah. And eventually what you're trying to do with those folks is get them onto the call.
That's right. So you asked, like, how do you get those people into emails? That when we're sending out message to be able to ask for their email in exchange for a free resource, that's how we're nurturing them.
Yeah.
And it's not, I think the key thing here is we're not scraping a list of emails and sending them an email. We're asking for permission, and then they're just opting themselves in. So then you've got a happy list.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, that's how you play the internet game. What about, I know you've shown me your profile, like your LinkedIn profile. I mean, this is probably a lot of the magic and secret sauce where a lot of people get it wrong. So just walk us through the foundational elements that must be in somebody's LinkedIn profile.
So in your LinkedIn profile, it all starts from the top. So from your banner, like when you have a visitor on your profile, you've got like, they say it's like 7 seconds, right? But you've got a limited amount of time to be able to get people to know what it is that you do and if you can actually help them, right? So you want to set your you want to set your profile up like a landing page or a sales page. And then from there, you want to continue down. You want to continue down to your profile picture and your headline. So you want to share a little bit, like, to make it relatable, right? So in your headline, instead of saying like, hey, I'm the CEO and director of this and blah, 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 right? People care what's in it for them, right? So when you're looking at your LinkedIn profile, you have to look at it through the lens of what's in it for the person. What is in it for me? Because we're all looking at it. Look, in life, we go, it doesn't matter what we do, we're always looking at what's in it for me. So you've got your banner, make sure that it captures your target market. Maybe it's asking a question. 2 is the headline. Right now on LinkedIn, they've just added a button, not a button, a link underneath your headline. So you can get people straight to your, sales page or opt-in or website.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So that way you can align your headline for the button below. You've also got a cover picture. So like a cover story, which is 30 seconds, which you can tell your audience a little bit about what you do and how you can help them, and then get them to click that little link below. But really it is when you get to the about section and the featured section, you're taking someone on a journey down your funnel, right? So then when you get to your about section, you hook them in with you capture them with a statement or a question to get them to say yes. And then you share your journey. So if they're trying to connect with you, they don't want to know about all the things that you've done in your life that are amazing. They want to know where your journey started. They want to know, like, where did Craig Ballantyne first begin his journey? I started off like a struggling personal trainer, blah, blah, blah. I went from here to here to here to here. It's just bullet point of your journey. So it's like, here's a bit about me and how I can help you. And then as one thing I learned off Russell Brunson that I use in everything is, the hook story offer. Mm-hmm. So everything that you're doing with your content in your about section is just like, you've got the hook up the front up the top in your about section. You're telling a story and you're giving them an offer with the next steps. So it's like, whenever you're ready, here's how I can help you with blah. And then you give them the ways you help them and tell them what you need to do, what they need to do next. And then lastly is having, like, a lot of people in their featured section, which is where you can add links and images to other content or to landing pages, is they put too many there. You want to keep it simple. What is the one thing that you really want to do when someone comes to your profile? Well, you want them to get them to take an action, but you want to also give them some value, right? So if you've got your checklist or something for free, you want to capture their email so that knowing that there's only a small amount of people in the buyer's journey right now that are actually going to, work with you. You have to nurture people. So you want to add value by nurturing them through that one call to action, which is your opt-in.
Got it.
Okay. And that's the first thing. So you optimize your profile. Then after you've optimized it, you can send visitors to your profile to capture, to make the most of your profile. Then you're focusing on, okay, next up, I need to be creating content. That's the next thing. Then you map out your content in advance.
Mhm.
And then you look at, okay, who do I want to target? So then you have the specific people that you want to target. Maybe it's in Sales Navigator. Maybe it's just on LinkedIn that you're using to find those lists. And then you're doing pre and post engagement, you're connecting, you're adding value. And then you've got your 3 main messages that you have. You're starting conversations. And then you've got your email set up on the back end, and you're nurturing people in that cycle. That's it. It's nothing fancy.
Perfect, man. Perfect. I mean, that was such a great breakdown of how to use LinkedIn to get lead gen. And awesome. Now I want to kind of flip things and ask you, how do you stay super productive with a 1-year-old baby? And baby's 1 year old or a little bit older?
2.
Okay. Yeah. So that's what I thought. It's like, my baby's 12 weeks old. Yours has got to be over a year. So what are your productivity secrets as we wrap this up here? What are your productivity secrets as a dad?
I think, Craig, most important is like get up at the same time every day.
Mm-hmm.
So like I used to sleep in, and it used to destroy me. I felt worse, like even if it was one day, like on the weekend. But I think getting up, number one, at the same time every day. Mm-hmm. Number 2 is obviously planning the night before or the day before. So planning what you're actually going to work on the next day. And then, getting to bed at a decent hour. So getting some good sleep, and then getting up and focusing on that most important things that you need to do to actually move the needle in whatever it is that you're doing. So productivity is getting up, having that routine and that structure till today. And then because 7 o'clock comes around and I get Charlie up, right? So that's where from 7 till 8 o'clock is the time with him. Get him up, have a play, take him for a walk, and all that, and obviously the dog Fletcher.
I've seen your videos with Fletcher at the park. Looks like you live near a great one.
Yeah, Fletcher's a mascot in all of my videos, especially back in the fitness days. He was a good mascot. Actually, I learned that off you, was to have a mascot.
Yeah, man. I use Bally Dog and so much of the stuff. I don't use Daisy as much anymore, but I definitely used Bally the dog back in the day.
Yeah. So I think, Craig, like the biggest productivity hacks is getting the most important stuff done as early as possible, where you're most energized, and you're not distracted. For me, after like a certain time in the day, I've just got other things that I'm doing, and there's just the emergencies of the day, and it's noisier, and I just prefer to get things done first up. Mm-hmm. And I just do that every day. Like it's the same thing every day.
Yeah. So is the most important thing the same thing every day, or how do you decide what's the most important thing?
So for example, like over the last couple of months, for me, it's been building a team. So I'm just about to hire my 3rd coach for LinkedIn.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So right now I'm starting to leverage myself. So I'm writing a lot of systems, getting all the back end stuff sorted. So for me, like that's important. And then sort of, coaching and training people up. That's where I'm at right now. But before that, I was all focused around, content and I still am, but it's already done in advance because I'm repurposing it, a lot of it as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome, man. So as we wrap it up, how the heck do people connect with you on LinkedIn? What's your name on LinkedIn? Do you just have the one profile, and what should they download immediately to learn more?
Yeah. So connect with me on LinkedIn, Adrian Lee, and
LEA, right?
Yeah. LEA. And then just scroll down to just under my headline. There's a little link to my LinkedIn training. And there's a lot of value in that, but that's the number one thing. And then just, if you want to connect, send me a message.
Perfect. Any last words of advice for really busy parents and how to get more done?
I think, Craig, when you have a child, obviously you've got to be very well structured And you kids love routine too. So, and it's important for you to have a routine where you feel most energized and you can get the most work done that matters most to you in that block of time where you can actually be productive. So super important. But other than that, just enjoy time with the family, because that's, family and the people that matter most to you. Why we do what we do.
That's exactly it. That's why we do what we do. Why we work so hard and why we work so smart. So everybody go follow Adrian Lee on LinkedIn, get connected with him there. I guess you don't follow people, you connect with people, engage on his content, download his free stuff, and use LinkedIn, which is still, I think, a hidden gem for a lot of people to grow your business. Yeah. Adrian, thanks so much, and always great connecting with you, my man.
Appreciate it, Craig. Thanks.